And suddenly, the house is on fire.
Sorry, it's
And
giving me
suddenly-
problems this morning. It's just
And
spinning
suddenly-
around.
Go. The house is on fire. The house is on fire. And suddenly,
All right, am I? Ooh. Yep. Okay.
and suddenly, the house is on fire. And suddenly, go. The house is on fire.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Video.
And suddenly, the house is on fire.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm having issues. Thanks for coming in, one person. Really appreciate it. I haven't been live in a while. I've been really busy. And it's been kind of crazy. I'll be going live for about an hour. So, just to let you know. I don't know why. Okay, it's I'm frozen now. Frozen. Okay, I don't know what's going on. The internet is not working properly. It hasn't really been working great.
And suddenly, the house is on fire. And suddenly, go. The house is on fire.
Okay, I'm not doing it now. And it's actually the wrong video, so I don't know what's really going on here. I don't know if they lost my information.
And suddenly, the house is on fire. And suddenly, the house.
Yeah, there's just issues. I don't know what they are yet, but there's issues. So, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Sorry, guys. But anyway, I know it's really early, and I usually don't go on this early, so I was just letting people know. Okay. Nope, still got one person in here. Look at that. I'm famous now. There we go. Okay, let me just find my groups and let people know I'm live. Because I haven't been live for a while, so they're not going to have any of that notification stuff. And I think we're good. Hey, Howie, thank you for coming in. And see, I keep freezing. I keep freezing, and it's really annoying. I don't know what it is. Oh, Lord. Hello, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Now I have 5 guests. Thank you. Copy a link. Anybody can come up if they want. I have had just a lot going on in my life. It's been kind of crazy. And I haven't been live on Grow Big TV either because I really just have not had the chance to do that. My son is in like a school before school type of thing. So I've been running him back and forth. Wednesday was like my busiest day. And so I've just been so incredibly busy. And I'm even busy today. So doing this live this morning was like the only option I had if I wanted to go live. So that's that. Wednesday, I told you guys like my son is autistic. So Wednesday we had um, a meeting. Uh, I had to take him to school, and then I had to run him to a meeting at 1 for his developmental disabilities. And then I had to run him to speech therapy. So really, I was running all day, and I didn't get home till like 5 o'clock. I had maybe like 2 hours to myself in the morning. So it was like kind of a crazy day. Hopefully you guys can hear me over this air conditioner. But if I didn't have an air conditioner here, I would be like sweating intensely. So there's that. And I've just been running around like a crazy person this past week. And then, so I'm getting that together. We have school. We had to go school shopping. I was not feeling good. I had to go to Minute Clinic and be put on an antibiotic. That was great. So I did that. And I just felt like kind of super run down and not feeling good. And here I am frozen again. So I don't know what's going on. I believe it's the internet and not my computer now because it keeps doing like hiccups. So on top of that, I've been really extremely busy in the garden as well. And I got to garden when I can. So it's just been nuts. So due to the fact, there I am frozen again. Well, due to the fact that I have been feeding the microbes in my garden, I've been working more with the soil than I ever have before. And since we started doing that, I have less bug pressure in my garden, which has been amazing. This year, I have not seen bugs at all. I have seen bugs. Okay, I'm not going to say that it's 100% perfect. Like I did see a cucumber beetle here and there, and I did see a squash bug. But for the most part, I have not seen any of that. Like it's been great. And I do really think that has a lot to do with biochar and me putting the biochar. Me and my husband put biochar in the garden beds. And I think that has a lot to do with that. And I also think the biochar has a lot to do with the reason my cucumbers are still alive. I've noticed a lot in garden groups. People are like, oh, my cucumbers, what's going on with them? Blah, blah, blah. My cucumbers are still alive. They're still kicking and they're still producing. However, I did use hybrid cucumbers. So that also could be the reason, because in the past I have had issues with mosaic virus, cucumber beetles causing like lots of issues. And so this year I just wasn't taking any chances. So between the biochar, the hybrid cucumbers, and sorry, my lip itches right here. There we go. Oh, I've still got lipstick on me. Between that, the biochar, and the surround, it's been amazing. So we haven't had to have any issues. And we did have an issue with a watermelon. My husband told me that it rotted. So that kind of sucks. It was a Orangelo. We never had that before, and we decided to grow that this year. And yeah, sorry, this is going to bother me. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. So, hey, Kathy Bates, thanks for coming in. Squirrels raided me yesterday and today. I had to pick up all fruit they dropped. Other than that, no bugs. Yeah. What was I going to say? This year has been a great year for bushes, raspberry bushes, blueberry bushes. I froze again. I got so many really great harvests from my blueberry bushes this year. I did make jam, and if you follow me on Facebook, you probably saw that. I did make jam, so we'll be doing that. We will be eating that. But I also have like a full size gallon bag of blueberries, and then I have a bunch of elderberries. So I'm gonna make elderberry syrup, I believe, and then I'm also going to save a lot of that because I seriously had 22 cups, I think it was, of elderberries that we harvested, and then I froze them, and then I have some from last year, and then I have raspberries and stuff that I froze from last year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make wine. I'm going to make wine out of it, from what I don't get with the elderberry syrup, and I hate freezing like that. I hate it. Well, they were working on the lines down the street a little bit, and the lines are kind of still down in the field. And so I don't really, that could probably have a lot to do with why it's hiccuping. It's just like spins every once in a while. If you don't see it on your end, it's just bothering me then. So, thank you, Kathy Bates. Thank you. You're so sweet. This morning I have to take my mom to get a root canal. So I'll be doing that. So I have to leave. She'll be coming to get me at 11:30, and then I'm going to drive her there. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that and thinking about unplugging everything because that could be the reason. We did have some power outages too, and I noticed that there was some hiccups with that too. So the weather has been kind of crazy. So let's see. I wanted to show you guys. All right, this is my other basket of cukes. Hold on. This is my basket of cucumbers right here. Let me see if I can turn that so it's not. What the hell's going on here? Usually I don't have a problem showing. There we go. So that's my basket of cucumbers that I just did. Oh, of course I look after my mom. She lives next door, so yes. Let me see if my internet's good enough that I can bring up the pictures online without having to show you on my phone. So give me a second here. Hopefully it doesn't hiccup. Well, okay. I post a lot of my gardening pictures. I'm sure people probably get really sick of seeing my gardening pictures, but I don't really care. I don't really care. My display is like super dark. What's going on? There we go. So, okay, let me see if I can get my pictures up here, and I'll show you a lot of my pictures and stuff that I have going on. And I didn't put them in an album, so they're just kind of out there in internet universe. And yeah, Frozen. Ah, there we go. Let me share this screen. Window, Facebook, share. My Facebook page is public, but I don't allow anybody to be friends with me anymore. I've completely, some people. All right. Hold on now. Oh, I don't want to click on that. All right, we're good. You can see this, I think. So these are the cucumbers that I picked yesterday morning. These are some pictures. These are my, let's see if I can do this. Is that better? Is that bigger? Yeah, that's bigger. Cool. These are my Mexican sunflowers. I plant these alongside the road. Not every year. I plant something alongside the road every year. And sometimes it's sunflowers. But these are Mexican sunflowers, and I planted those. And I took pictures of them at night because I just thought they were so cool at night. This is my spider friend. And I didn't really... Oh, hold on. I'm frozen again. Okay, this is my spider friend. And I didn't know what to name her. She is a wolf spider, and she's right as you walk in and out of my doorway. And I know it's weird, but lately here, I've just really liked spiders and what they do for the environment, right? So I named her Stella. And she is a wolfie, and we all know what wolfies do. They carry their babies on their backs. They're great mothers, and they create a tunnel web. And if you can kind of see where it's really, really thick through here, it's like a tunnel, and she goes in and out of that tunnel. It's super cool. This is my egg stand with all my tomatoes. This year I planted lemon boys and big boy pluses, and I had some zucchinis. So that is what I have out at my stand. And my husband doesn't like the lemon boys, he's discovered. That is that. I have people asking me questions all the time, what to do with this, what to do with that. Sometimes I know the answers, and then sometimes I don't. So that is what somebody was asking me. There is another set of cucumbers. I pre-soak my cucumbers. I don't know if anybody ever does that. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Howie. I don't think people know what I'm doing here, but I soak all my cucumbers in extremely cold water. And then once I do that, I dry them off to get all the pricklies off of them. And then at that point, I wrap them in tinfoil and throw them in the refrigerator. And then they are good for a week until I get enough to can over the weekend or whatever. This year, I have canned a ton of pickles, and they're absolutely delicious. I've already had some. Yummy! Over at Grow Big TV, there is a Peter Pepper challenge. And this, my friends, is a Peter Pepper. And yes, it is. It does look like what it says. There are some ghostly jalapenos. This is our pasture fence, and we have a candy roaster squash that is going absolutely insane. And since it's going insane, the chickens have been eating it on one side, and we're getting a harvest from the one side. And this one decided to grow through the fence. So I thought that was kind of funny, and I took a picture of it. Goofballs. I have no idea what that is. I think, well, it's a gator jigsaw, and it's extremely hot pepper. No thanks. These are pretty and sweet. And my husband doesn't like them, so he's going to chop them up and use them in his pepper mixtures. That is my one and only watermelon that has survived. So I'm pretty excited. It is covered in Surround because I don't want bugs eating it. And I'm really, really hoping it's not rotted on the other side. I have to take a look at it. Every day I go out there and I knock on it a little bit. So, yeah. More harvest of cukes. Look at that cucumber. Yeah, baby. I was so excited that it was so big. It looks like something you would buy in the grocery store. But it's better because it's not GMO crap. Right? Right. This is a tomato I pulled from the garden. This is a crimson. The one that Emma Gardner, it was like 80 years old. He found it in a box. And he decided to produce the seeds. So he's, I think, had them for like 5 years now. And this is a Crimson Giant heirloom. This here is called a Sikkim cucumber. And yes, they're supposed to look like that. They look like rotting fruit, but they aren't. It's actually really interesting that it gets that way. But the inside tastes just like a regular cucumber. There's nothing different about it. It just, the outside is weird. Okay, this is my herb bed, and I had a bunch of mushrooms growing like this in it. And I was super excited because mushrooms means that you have a really good ecosystem in your garden. So I left it there, and I was just really, really happy to have that mushroom in there. I also had this mushroom growing on the side of my feverfew. I thought that was super cool. And so that means things are breaking down like they should, and I got a really healthy ecosystem in my garden. One of my sunflowers, this is called a Lemon Boy. No. Lemon Queen. Why did I say Lemon Boy? That's a tomato. This is Lemon Queen. And it worked out pretty well against the colors. By the way, when I plant things, I think about how they're going to look. And so that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted those bright colors with that yellow. And so when I plant my garden every year, I think about the colors and stuff like that. So this year, my zinnias were not that hot. So I'm going to go back to like pink and purple. Because I had these one zinnias that were, they're supposed to be red with a green center, and they just look like they're faded crap. I don't like it at all. They're not pretty. So next year I'll do something completely different. Oh, that's a picture of me. There's my stand. There's my cucumbers that I love to eat. That is a Lemon Boy on there like that. Here is one of my harvests. This is a Big Boy Plus. It has not gotten ripe yet. There's another sign. Okay. This is the blueberry jam that I made. And I used Superb lids to can it. And it turned out great. My husband has been doing keto for the past month, and he's lost 30 pounds. And so when I made this jam, he was rather upset that he couldn't eat it. Not right now, anyway. So, yeah. But in the wintertime, we'll have blueberry jam. It turned out perfect. This is called spiked amaranth, and I have it all over my garden. It's not something that I wanted to have spread all over my garden now, but it's really, really beautiful. It's turned out really great. It really likes where it's at. And so therefore it just pops in the garden. And I'm really, really, really proud of it. It creates a really cool looking garden. And so I was really happy with that. I got some really awesome pictures of it. There's one. This is coxcomb. This is hot pink coxcomb. And I thought that was really, really neat in the garden. And I got several of this going around. Really pretty. Oh, this is called a tree cricket. And I found that sucker in a box of tomato clips. He was hanging out, and yeah, that is a tree cricket. Very creepy looking. We didn't know what it was. We had to Google it. Some more lemon boys. Oh, for the first time ever, we have corn. We've got corn, people. We got corn. And I was really excited about that. I don't know how far it's going to get or how big it's going to get. And we did have to spike it up because we've had a lot of wind and rain and stuff like that. So we've had to really just stake it up. but it's doing pretty good, and I actually have kernels, so hopefully you'll get something. This is called a Velvet Queen, and so I planted her. She is beautiful. I love sunflowers. This is my rose bush. I got another set of roses coming on. The weather's just been really weird, and so I got another set of roses, and I took a picture of it real quick. That's my watermelon up close and personal. This is chocolate mint, and I harvested a bunch of it, and it's actually in the dehydrator right now. Um, and so I use it in the wintertime. It's great for like tea. It's awesome. Cucumbers. This is my cucumber lane. If you guys know what kind of issues we had this year, it was unbelievable. I didn't think I was going to get any cucumbers. I was rather pissed. We had a rat issue, and the rats came in and ate my cucumbers, all of them off the vine, and ripped some of the vines down. And I was like, damn, I'm like, what's going on? So we hurried up and we started another tray of cucumbers. They aren't the hybrid ones, but we had a lot of heirloom ones. So we hurried up and started those and got those ready just in case we wouldn't get any producing off of this. I had planted, I think, 18 seeds, or maybe 20 seeds of this cucumber. And it's called Gateway Cucumber. It is a hybrid from Johnny Seeds. And it's actually worked out really well because it is a hybrid, it's not dying off as fast. So I was pretty happy with that. And now I got so many cucumbers. My refrigerator's loaded, and we're going to have to make more pickles. By the way, I already have a jar for every month for a year. Now I have if I make more pickles this weekend, I'll have 2 jars for every month for a year. So, so scrumptious, so delicious. My favorite vegetable. This here is my marshmallow. It's absolutely gorgeous. This year my plan was for my sister-in-law. She really is having stomach problems, heartburn, stuff like that. So I told her that she said that marshmallow tea is super expensive. And I told her, I said, well, I have it growing in my garden. I will harvest it for you and dry it out. So you can take the flowers and the young leaves off of it. And I've been putting them in the dehydrator, and I ground them up for her so she can make a tea. She's been drinking nothing but spearmint tea and water. And because she's been getting heartburn, she said everything's been giving her heartburn. So she said the marshmallow tea really actually works. It's so expensive to buy. So I told her I would harvest it for her. That's the young leaves of the marshmallow plant. By the way, these young leaves are very, very, very soft. More soft than you would think. They just are really fuzzy. You could probably put them on your face and be like, oh, they're just really fuzzy. And so I cleaned them up and I got them ready for the dehydrator. I was really proud of this. This is my wild lettuce tincture. We went hiking a couple weeks back, and we hiked actually 5 miles. And I froze again. Okay. We hiked about 5 miles, and on the trails, we saw wild lettuce. By the way, I saw a 6-foot plant of wild lettuce. I didn't harvest that one. I just thought it was too, I don't know what to say, too unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. So I used the other smaller ones to make a tincture. I brought them back with me, rinsed them off really good, washed them, and made a tincture out of them. That was in July, so I still got some time before I can make this tincture. It's brewing, as you would say. That's my zucchini sign that I made. Nope. Okay. There's one of my sunflowers. There's Freddie. Okay, there are my pickles. and they're looking great. Super excited about that. There are some more cucumbers. I harvested these kind of young, and I didn't really want to harvest them young, but I was so afraid that something was going to eat them. Hello, Funky Food. Thanks for coming in. So I was so afraid that something was going to eat them. So I harvested them kind of young. So I made my first batch of pickles with those ones. There is another basket. These are the elderberries that we harvested. It took us 3 hours. Took us 3 hours to harvest all of those. I had about 22 cups. And with those 22 cups, I will be able to make enough. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping in. So yeah, I was just really excited. I have some pictures of, let's see, these are all our elderberry bushes. They are along our pasture fence, and I have like 25 bushes, and they're all down this lane. Yep, there's one of my bushes. There is one of our harvests. By the way, this bowl is huge, like ginormous. This bowl is like this big. And you can't really tell because there's nothing to scale it. But that bowl was huge. It's the biggest bowl I have. And I bought it just for harvesting. So super cool. There's some more elderberries. There's my husband cutting the elderberries. We had so many this year, and it was like almost like the birds were not eating them. It was really crazy. We had so many. Oh, I love watermelon. And that's one of the watermelons that I cut up with cantaloupe. We had a bonfire one night, and that is the bonfire. It got a little big. This is a cucamelon. And we've been eating them. They're not as prolific as what we would like, but we've been eating them, and they're pretty good. This is our second row of cucumbers that we planted in between the peppers. So they're doing pretty good out there. This is our blueberry harvest. We have pink blueberries, and we have regular blueberries. The pink blueberries are a little more mild. They're not as tart. And they're absolutely delicious. So when I made my blueberry jam, that's what I made them from, is the pink and the blue. This is part of my garden that we can't weed whack. And we do weed whack the garden. However, when the candy roaster squash gets out of control, and you can't get around it, you don't want to whack it, it just got out of control. So this is up. I don't know if you guys can see a portion of this, but there's a fence way in the back, and the candy roaster squash went up and over the fence, and my chickens were eating some of it, following them out, which is fine. They're allowed to do that. There's another big ass tomato. There is, I can't remember what these are called. These are supposed to be like yellow and purple, and we got those from Baker Creek. There is a beautiful sunflower. There is another cucumber harvest with the Sikkim cucumbers. And this is our tomato lane. This is one of our tomato lanes. This is our heirloom tomatoes. And so we're just waiting for them to get ripe. It's been so hot here, they're not turning. But we've had a couple of cool nights, so I'm really hoping that the tomatoes get a little more ripe. There's another cucamelon. This is a funny story about this. Okay, so I saw this bug inside my corn, and I didn't know what it was. So I took my nips that I had and I pulled it out. I didn't hurt the bug, but I just wanted to pull it out and see what kind of bug was in there. And it was a ladybug. Thank God I didn't hurt it. I pulled her out of there and I looked at her. I'm like, oh, it's a ladybug. I was so excited. So a ladybug was inside my corn. There's some of my corn. See how we had to stake it up? It just wasn't doing its thing. Okay, so this is spiked. Ooh, hit the wrong button. This is that spiked amaranth. It looks so beautiful, and I can't wait for the fall. Like, I think this is going to be a really beautiful fall plant as well. It's just really beautiful. There's one of my roses. There's some phlox that I had. Butterflies are attacking it like crazy. This is a Black Beauty tomato. There's another cuke for you. There is a lemon queen. Oh, there's one of the nutty bugs in my lemon queen. All right. We went hiking, and on the hiking trail, they had a ton of purple coneflower and stuff on the trails. And I got this picture of this bumblebee just like chilling on the purple coneflower, like, what's it? There's a beautiful butterfly that I got on some honeysuckle. There is a picture that I took of a bumblebee flying off one of my zinnias one year. This is my lane of Mexican sunflowers I have by the road. Here's one of them. I'm really, really into macro pictures. So I will show you guys. I'm going to enter in one of these pictures into the fair. Oh, that is another harvest. And as you can see on the other side, that's a bunch of basil. So I had a bunch of basil coming up. And these are candy roaster squash, the big ones. There is a sunflower there that I took. More watermelon. This is the picture, the macro picture that I'm taking to the fair. This is a Mexican sunflower before it's really open. And I got really inside of it and took a really cool picture. So I'm excited to enter that into the fair. Cucamelon. These are Bihulte. These are Bihulte beans. More cukes. Beautiful sunflower. Yeah. And more zinnias. Those aren't the zinnias that I didn't like. Oh, this is when we went to we went to a science center. And we went and saw the Titanic. This was a replica of the Titanic Museum. It's a museum, and they have a bunch of really cool stuff in there. And there's Freddie Spaghetti, my son. And that is a replica of what you would be like in third class on the Titanic. And I died. This is who I was, and I had died. And my entire family died too. I cried. I was very upset. This is another picture that I took from our hiking adventure. We had a really good time hiking, and the sun was going down. And I was like, I got to take a picture of that. And so I'm entering this into the fair as well. There should be others. This is another picture that I took. And it's just so organic. It's so beautiful. And I just really, I can't wait to enter that. That's probably one of the most beautiful pictures I have ever taken. This is funny. We were hiking, and it was funny. I saw a video of somebody harvesting yarrow, and I've never seen it in the wild before, ever. And we were so deep in the woods and so deep out there that I saw yarrow on the trail. So I took a picture of it. I was super excited about it. This is that huge wild lettuce thing that I was telling you guys about. That huge 6 foot tall plant. As you can see here on the inside of it, you can see the latex. They call it latex. It's the pussy stuff that comes out of the plant. And I hate to use that word pussy, but you know. Yes, these are all taken on my phone. I have a really state-of-the-art phone. It's the highest version of an iPhone, and it's a Max, so it's freaking huge. And the camera on it, I mean, they have shot music videos using these phones. So I have a really good camera on my phone, probably the best that I've ever had. So that is part of that. I couldn't get, see, this is part of the wild lettuce right here. And I really, really couldn't even do it justice. It was huge. This was absolutely humongous. I didn't harvest from it because it was so big. I'm like, no, it needs to be a part of nature. I'm leaving it there. There's a creek that we had to cross. There is another bee on some purple coneflower that I took a picture of. There's Freddie. That's Freddie with my mom. This is my garden right here. These are the cukes. You can see the tomatoes, and you can see the corn, that it wasn't so big then. Kind of cool. If you can see in the background here, you can see that I put up Purple Martin birdhouses. It took me forever to find Purple Martin birdhouses. I wanted them so bad, and we went to Amish country. And we went to Amish country. I looked for Purple Martin houses, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I was planning on spending lots of money on one. I wanted an Amish made one. You know, I wanted something super cool. Couldn't find it anywhere. And finally, we saw Tractor Supply had these. So we got 2 Purple Martin birdhouses, and we put them up there. So far, there's just been sparrows in there. But Purple Martins will come in the spring, hopefully. And we will have them there. There's a young cucumber, young watermelon, some sunflowers. This is the tomato lane. You can see that it has completely grown from the first picture that I showed you till now. And we actually have marigolds underneath them. Some of them didn't quite live. I don't understand that, but we did have marigolds, and I have basil along the outside as well. This is a funny story. I was sitting on my back porch, and I kept hearing this really loud, you know, and I'm like, what in the world? I mean, it was so close, and I knew it was a frog, but I didn't know it was that close. This is our water container that we use to save. It's basically a rain barrel, and it was on top of that, just having a heyday, just squawking away. And it's a tree frog. This is my row that I have on the road. Yeah, more sunflowers. This is a picture of the garden and the barn. These below us that you see right here are all hot peppers and peppers that my husband loves. This is I went to a butterfly place, workshop, and this is milkweed. And I didn't get any pictures of butterflies on the milkweed. I did see butterflies, but they flew away so fast. But I got a honeybee on the milkweed, so I thought that was kind of cool. Cool picture. There's another one. She had some echinacea or purple coneflower. These are ground cherries. Oh. Let's see. These aren't gardening pictures. This is what I ate for my mom's birthday. It's more garden pictures. My beautiful cucumbers, and then you can see below we have tons of lettuce. This is, okay. So down below here, you can see I have like cabbage. It is actually a decorative kale. And so I've been waiting and waiting. Hey, Mama Jay, thanks for coming in. So I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for these. So they're in pots. I don't know where I'm going to plant them just yet, or if I'm going to leave them in pots, but they're supposed to be purplish. And I thought with the spiked amaranth, I would get a really cool fall thing going on. So this is just one of my huge pots that I have with the marigolds. I have some zinnias in there. I have the spiked amaranth and celosa all in that pot. And so it just looks really, really cool. Looks beautiful. Some more melon, the best melon I ever had. This is our hike. We took my son. That's my son on a rock. That's my son sitting on a rock. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. This is the horse trail, but we had to cross a bridge. This is part of the like little creek. That is a picture I took of our hike. There is a crane or a blue heron. I just thought that meadow was so beautiful. Sword Creek. I got some cattails. And I think that's it. That's a wolf spider. I'm like obsessed with not wolf spiders, jumping spiders. That is my dog. Okay, so this is the first year I've ever seen this, by the way. If you guys don't know what this is an asparagus beetle. An asparagus beetle. There is a beetle for pretty much every plant you could possibly think of, and this is an asparagus beetle. I took a picture of it. We had a ton of them. They were eating our asparagus. I'm very upset about it because I love asparagus and he was eating it. Jerk. There's a cool picture of some spiked amaranth. That's my dog. Cucamelon. Oh no, watermelon. When it first popped. Watermelon. We had a beautiful garlic harvest. This is one of our garlics, and we saved these from a farmer's market. We found them. They're hardneck. And yeah, we just, they were huge. Beautiful. Look at that harvest right there. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's more tomatoes. Walking our dog on a trail. Sun. That's the trails and stuff we were walking on. Freddie having a good time. The lake was beautiful. That's our very first blueberries that we got. These are my market tomatoes right here. I do a market garden every year so far. These are the market tomatoes. There we keep them separate from the heirlooms, and these are all hybrid. That's our heirloom tomatoes. This is an Oriental lily that I have on the side of my other barn. I have two barns, one in the back and one on the side of the house. More cucumbers. This is a shelf my husband made for me out of an old pop crate. And this used to be in Northeast Ohio. It was called Get Up. It was a pop in the 1950s. So he made a shelf for me. This was Scarlet Bee Balm. I've never seen it before. And they had it on a trail that we were on. Look at this. Look at all this comfrey. I thought this was crazy. They had tons of this on this trail. This is my first time I had ever seen one. This is a Mayflower? No. Gosh. What did I write? It's a Mayapple. Mayapple. Sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. And usually you don't ever see the apples on them. They are not really apples. It's some kind of fruit that this plant produces. And usually the raccoons and the deer and stuff eat them before you can even see them. And when we were on this trail, we saw tons of them. Tons of them. It was crazy. Never seen so many of them. And my husband picked one off. It was kind of cool. This is jewelweed. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this out one year on a hike, but jewelweed is the antidote to poison ivy. You can rub this on you and rub the stem and stuff on you, and it can keep the poison ivy at bay. This is mullein, and I saw this on a trail. It was like in the middle of nowhere. And I left it be. I did not harvest it, but I thought it was super cool. And I took a picture of it. Just super neat to see it bloom. There is some wild lettuce right there. There's my husband. We had a lot of issues in the beginning with blossom end rot. And so we got some garden lime, and that's what my husband is doing right there, is he is adding the garden lime. This was when the grass was down and we could weed whack. This is our candy roaster squash. And this thing has gotten so big that it's stretched clear out into my market tomatoes. This is our zucchini. And it's doing really great this year, even though we had rats. This is the flower I didn't like, by the way. This is supposed to be red and green, and it just looked like a faded crap. I didn't like any of them, so next year I'm definitely not going to be planting them. There's another one. Oh, that was an Egyptian restaurant. We went and ate at an Egyptian restaurant. It's called King Tut, Egyptian street food. And it was like an hour away from our house. We wanted to go there so bad, and it was so cool. It was very good. More garlic. Garlic. This is nasturtium. This is a different kind of nasturtium. I planted this in some of my pots, and it hangs down. It looks really good. And I think there's my first Sikkim. Reading a book to Freddie. Me in love with camels. There is our birdhouses. More of the garden. Some lilies. My dogs. My turkeys. Some raspberries that I got with the blueberries. Some lettuce. We were making these. We had to put them together. Many of you don't know, when I went with Tammy down south, I got a canner, and I had it engraved. So that is the top part getting engraved. It only cost me for like $7 to engrave it. That's me and Joel Saladin. And this is at the Glockenspiel, the cuckoo clock that they have down in Sugar Creek, Ohio. It's me and Joel. And we just had a really good time being goofy. I love camels. You guys know I love camels. Amish country. Goofy pictures. There's me and Roberta. She's so cool. Fred. We're at the bed and breakfast just chilling. That is, I took that for Joe, but that is the biggest bag of biochar I have ever seen in my life. I was like, what is that? That's crazy. That's me and Bushcraft family. And there's us, but Tammy's in the background being goofy. See what I mean about these flowers looking faded? That's one of them. It's almost like it's not even the same flower. I'm just super disappointed. These ones are pretty. These are the pink. There's Winnie with her diaper on. There's some oregano that I harvested in the beginning. Hey, Guardian, thanks for coming in. And I made a bunch of garden. Oh, by the way, I don't know why, but I was like obsessed with broccoli cheese soup there for a while, and I didn't feel good one time, and I was like, I'm making broccoli cheese soup, damn it! And I didn't care how hot it was outside, so I made some broccoli cheese soup, and it was delicious. And the key to good broccoli cheese soup is putting good chicken bouillon in there. So I put some really good chicken bouillon in there, and it just, oh my god, it tasted so good. Our pea harvest was horrible. We had a horrible years for peas. The chickens ate them all down, and by the time we got them, this is what we got right here. This was it. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. And so next year I bought two more. I bought one pound of peas again at a store down in Sugar Creek, or in Southern Ohio a little bit. And so I bought some more, and so we'll get some more next year. But I was super disappointed. I love peas. I love to put them in the freezer so we can put them in stir fries and stuff like that. And I had a horrible year for peas. some roses, my rose arbor. That is all the oregano that I harvested, and I dried it up. By the way, my son loves Mexican food. So there he is eating some enchiladas, beans, and rice. Me drinking a little bit, take a picture of my dog. I come home and always get greeted by my turkeys. They're like guard dogs. And there's my arbor there. I don't know if you guys have seen that picture. There's my mini rose bush. This is rhubarb right here. I have in front of my barn. There's my faded looking flowers. Was not happy with those. My rose bush out front, this is my arbor again. Ladybugs, daddies. That's a daddy long leg. There's my king tut peas. And that is my arbor there. And it's a horrible picture because you can see our oil tank on the side of the house. I'm like, ugh. So I had to find other angles. Those are carrots, strawberries. We had so many strawberries. Carrots. But these are peonies. This was my rose bush out front that the raccoon ate one time. I love roses. They're so beautiful. They're so challenging. And that's Memorial Day Parade. There's another pink rose bush. All right, what else we got? I think that's it. Oh, there's my rose bush right there out front. Isn't that such a beautiful color? It's probably, yeah. Freddie loves Mexican food. He's all about it. Enchilada, beans, and rice. That's what he gets. It's his favorite. So I'm going to stop sharing my life now. But yeah, the enchiladas, that's what I get. I don't usually get the beans. I get 2 enchiladas and I get rice, typically, because you can't get one or the other sometimes. And I'm not really a big fan of the beans. I know there for a while you could get enchiladas, beans, and rice, so 2 of them. And so I would do that, and then Fred would eat the beans. But yeah, so that's his favorite, and so we take him there. There for a while, he wasn't eating anything, and we took him to Mexican, and he didn't really eat it. And so we were like super upset, like what's going on? But I think he was just going through a phase. And so he's back to eating. I made Alfredo sauce yesterday with rigatoni. Rigatoni? No, the spiral noodles. And so I made some of that, and he had 2 plates of it. So I make it from scratch now because, one, I don't like the canned Alfredo in the jars. It always tastes like flour and disgustingness, and there's never any garlic or anything in it. So I make it from scratch using real mozzarella cheese. I don't use shredded cheese anymore. I shred my own cheese. And so, yeah, I don't do pasta very often because it's not good for you. But Fred does because I make it for him because sometimes that's the only thing he'll eat. So, yeah. But yeah, I definitely don't need to be having pasta all the time, like once a week maybe. Like it's not, yeah. And I don't even eat bread. So I stay away. I think that's it, y'all. That's it in a nutshell. So thank you guys for coming in. I've been rambling on for about an hour. So thank you guys for coming in, hanging out. I have to get going because my mom's going to pick me up here in a minute. I got to take her. She's getting a root canal done. So I got to take her to the doctor. And I keep freezing. Sorry. And so I'm going to take her to the doctor. Hopefully everything's good there. And I still got to eat something before I leave because I'm hungry and I haven't eaten breakfast. Pasta is super high carb, which is good for training, but things in moderation. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for coming in, hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it. And we will see you all next time. Bye, guys.